Hi guys, Kim here. I'm just going to demonstrate with you the new premium. This one will be the gold bronze. So I'll just do a demo on that and show you. So this is how I've set up my kiln with the feet. So I've popped the 4 little feet. I'll put the container in. So I've just got some carbon in the bottom of that. And I'm just going to sit that in there right now. And I can actually pre-do this. So I'll pre-do this before. So I'm going to switch the kiln on. And then I'm going to go over and then I'll torch my piece. So I'll burn it off. Allow that to cool. And then I'll pop it back into the container. Now the only reason I'm using the round container and the small, which is actually a little tiny dog bowl that I had here, is just to save on the amount of carbon I'm actually using. So it's a great way if you're only doing one piece, and at this stage I'm only just doing this one piece. So I've turned my kiln on and it's just on idle. So I've just got it set for the program 2. You can either go full ramp or do 998. And then I have it set for, let me drop that down. So I need to drop that down to 810. That's for the gold bronze, because we are doing the premium. Now the reason the premium is going to be available anytime now is, just go back to that. So I've got a hold of 30 minutes. All right, and we are on. Okay, so the reasoning that the premiums will be available very soon. Cool Tools will actually have that up and running first. And so I've got that switched on, and then I'm going to take the camera over to my other bench where I'll torch fire and show you that. This range, Rosalind Bailey has been working on this for over 2 years now, and she has finally finished and is very happy with the results after many testings, which I've been doing. And this was designed for teachers. So it allows a teacher to come in, make the piece in the morning half, get it dried, do a bit of the final touch up on that, sanding off and whatever else to clean up any edges, and then get it in the kiln around lunchtime. That was the whole design of it. So you can do a class in one day with any of the base metal bronzes, which we're really excited about. Obviously then the silvers are available, and which does on an hour, which again, that's nice and quick. But a lot of people, especially the students, want to start learning. If they're just beginners and they just want to start learning on a cheaper base metal, rather than jumping straight into silver. So I'm going to let that heat up, and I'm going to take you over to my bench and we're going to start torching. Okay, back at my bench. Alright, so these are the equipment that you're going to need to use, apart from obviously the premium. So that's the new packaging that'll come out. So this is your packaging. Now the premium just means that that's suitable for you for teaching. Superflex, so it comes in Superflex and just the standard. So Superflex is great for any cutting with scissors, the Cricut, Silhouette, any of the cutting machines as well. So it's fantastic for that. And there is instructions inside of the packet now, so which means that but do join the Aussie Metal Clay hints tips group, and it will and there's some information on the bottom just down there that you can see as well. So there's and on the instructions, so just follow that and join in, because there's a lot that always is going on. I think that's pretty much about all I can say with that. My clay stay, there's a new formula in with the clay stays now, and so I think that you're going to really enjoy that. And this is also, I've changed the formula for one reason, and that is to use in syringe. So any of your syringe work, this is going to be an extra bonus now with this new formula. So I'll just pop them down the side. So this is the piece that we're going to torch, and we need the little brûlot. So that's my little piece that we're going to do. Alright, so I'm just going to set that upside down. So I'll pop that there. And I'm going to get my torch firing. And what I'm going to do is just go around the outer circle. So just go around the outer circle and you warm up your piece. And then it'll start to smoke. Pretty much like the same way principle that you would do with your silver. Same you'll do with the all the bronzes in the Premium Aussies. So, alright, so I'll get that going. So you just got to warm it up. Just turn on the side here so you can see better. Now I've turned it upside down so we're not putting any pressure on that bale. There is a stone on the front which I use the clay stay to put in and hold so it won't fall out on me. Right, it's starting to smoke already, but just take your time. Make sure you just hit the outside edges. You've got to warm it up. That's the secret. Warm up your piece first. We'll take a few minutes. Kiln is warming up over there, so that'll be fantastic. So all I'm going to be putting this in is putting this in straight into a warm, already started preheated kiln. Right, we've got a little bit of smoke coming off that now. Okay, and we've got a little flame starting to run across now. I'm just still going around the outside, and I will start to chase this from the back side of it. So wherever it started to flame, just all you got to do there is start to chase it. So I'm just going to chase it nice and slowly. So that's where it started to flame off at the back. And I'm just putting a very, very light flame on it and letting it crawl across itself. If you make it too hot too fast, you will bubble it and crack. Right, so we've got quite a lot of flame happening there now. Right, so with my torch flame, I'm just walking it across the piece, staying behind the line. There's a line that you can see, and allowing it to burn off and let it do it itself, not me putting the torch straight on top of it. Alright, so we're pretty good on that. So what I'm going to do now is that binder is completely burnt off, and what I want to do is I just want to make sure that I have got it completely, every bit of binder removed. So I bring it up into a nice little tinge, just a little pink tinge. Alright, once I get a little bit of a tinge, take it straight off. Leave it sit there. Don't quench it. Don't put it in any water. From this point it goes straight into the carbon kiln blanket. I always use kiln blanket. It's a great support. And then put my carbon on top. Now if you've got a really, really fragile piece, I would put a little tent over that, as a little tent of wire over top of that, and then put the carbon on top of that. But make sure it's about an inch thick. You want it at least an inch thick of carbon on top, so we don't have any problems of the oxidation and then your piece crumbling after you've fired it. So I will let that cool, come back to you and show you the next process of this going into the kiln. Okay, so back over to the kiln. Alright, so I've just got my tool, and you can see that the temperature has rise. So I'm just going to take out my container. Now you don't have to do and put the container in. Alright, you can leave it out and then put it in at the last second. So what I'm going to do is I've got my carbon already in there. I'm just going to pop my kiln blanket there. Let's close this door over a bit to keep that climbing. And I've brought over, just show you that, I've brought over my piece. Now it's cooled off and it's quite black. Alright, so I'll just show you the front. At this point you've got to be really, really careful. Okay, so I'm just going to sit this, let me show you. I've got my kiln blanket in there now. And I'm going to pop that in there. Now remembering I had this in the kiln, so it's quite hot. So now I'm just going to pour the carbon gently over the top. So, alright, so I'm just going to pop that down. Grab my carbon. Now let me see if I can I'll adjust the camera just for you for that sec. Then I'll lift it up to show you the rest. Alright, so so that is fine. Alright, so I'll lift up the camera again for you, just so you can see how I pop it into the kiln. So I've just got my tongs here, knowing that my kiln will be hot to put this in. Always take precautions when you're doing anything like this. Alright, so there we go. I'll close up the kiln door now. And she's off and running. So we've gotten till 8:20. So we've got, and then 30 minutes once it's hit that point. And I will come back and I'll do the revealing. Right guys, so kiln's just come down a bit. And I'm just going to take it out. Now I don't have a lid on it. So this is what I do when I don't have a lid on. It's quite hot. And so it's quite hot. You can wear gloves if you like. So I'll just close that up. Now if you want to put another load in, go for it right now. So I just have just a shelf, and I just put that straight on top. So all I just want to do is stop the air from oxidizing and turning it black. So I'll just let that cool down, and then I'll come back to you and I'll show you how it's turned out. Okay, so here's the unveiling of the other piece. This one I torched. If you remember, that's the one I torched the binder off. And yeah, so pretty happy with that. Again, it's a gold bronze. Same. So I torched the binder off and then put it in the kiln for 30 minutes. So as you can see, it's excellent for when you're doing any sort of teaching. And just put a little veil on the back with the clay stay. And again, the clay stay is excellent. Now with the new formula that allows you to do syringe work as well. So I'm really delighted. So thanks guys for joining me, and I hope you enjoy. Any questions, just leave a comment at the bottom. Do subscribe and like, and that'll be great. Thank you for joining me again. Bye for now.